So I thought I would do some sketchbook work again today. So I haven't done a Neocolor II video for ages, and I haven't done a sketchbook page for ages either. So I want to have a little play in this today. And as in my previous Neocolor II videos, I'm just going to do a little bit of playing first of all, just to kind of warm up, and then do a painting afterwards. So I've got a few books out just for inspiration, just for the kind of doodling. So we've got Draw 500 Dazzling Doodles. But these are just great little ideas, kind of a line making, aren't they? Look at that. I could do something simple like that. This is nice as well, doing a full page in those kind of teardrops and then doing different patterns within them. That would be nice. So many ideas. You just need inspiration, don't you? I literally cannot think of anything myself. I mean, even just a page full of those music notes, and just for pure fun, these would be nice, just doing a page full of those. And then draw 500 fabulous flowers. Loads of little flower ideas in this one. This, Our Garden Birds. Now this is something I just wish I could do, but obviously I don't practice, so unless I practice I'm not going to be able to do it. But really simplifying the birds, they're so cute. I love this book. This one, Start Where You Are. So this is about journaling and all kinds of little ideas to do with journaling. Little patterns to draw and little flowers and different coloured text. Like everything's just so really pretty and lovely. Like, isn't that gorgeous? So just drawing like basic shapes and then filling them in with all these lovely little watercolour patterns, and then using white as the outlines instead of black. And I've also pulled this one out, the Botanical Hand Lettering Workbook. I mean, that, I might do that. I might go around the edge of the page with something similar to that. Such, even the dots, just such brilliant ideas. And then I wanted to look at this one as well, Hello Watercolor. I think I used to follow this lady on Instagram when I used to look at Instagram a bit more, and she's just such a fabulous artist. So I think this one's full of projects. I might actually do a project out of this one and put it on Patreon as an extra. I don't really want to do YouTube videos anymore where I'm doing projects out of books. To be honest with you, I did quite a few of those, and then I heard other people saying, like, running it down, saying it wasn't fair on the author of the book. I completely and utterly disagree. I think people making YouTube videos with other people's books gives them loads of exposure. I just can't see the logic in, if you're showing the pages, somebody might not buy the book because they can see some of the pages on your video. I don't agree with that at all. I don't think anybody's taking stills of pages and thinking that's an alternative to buying a book. And if there are any people who do that, it'll be such a minuscule minority, and they would never have bought the book anyhow. Yeah, so that's why I don't really do book projects anymore on my channel. Just heard different people on social media just running the idea down. So just don't really want any backlash over it, so I'm not doing it anymore. I'll get out the Neocolors and the anniversary sets. So I'm going to frame the page with this super thin washi tape. Every page I've used the same width washi tape, and I just feel like I've got to continue. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with something. I love these little trees. I might just do a page full of them. So I want to do the house thing. I want to do the paisley patterns. I think they're lovely. I love them. I love them. There's just so many ideas in this. Look, little polka dot clouds. So nice. I would love to do something like this and put a quote. That would be fabulous for using granulating watercolours. In fact, I think I maybe do one of them today. How beautiful is that? Absolutely beautiful. This one, well, they're both nice, but I love that one. Absolutely love it. Oh, that's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I think that's going to be enough because I've got loads of ideas just from those two books. But I think on another video, just for a Patreon video, I'm going to do one out of this. Well, that'll be a completely separate. I'm going to do one of these projects. In fact, if you're a Patreon member, let me know in the comments if you would like me to do as some of my extra videos, if you'd like me to follow projects in watercolor books and, well, just any kind of project book really, just as extra videos. If I could do that, if people are interested in that. I think I'll do a page full of nice trees and just make them different colours with Neocolor. So I want some of this shape and then some of this shape, possibly this one as well, and I'm just going to fill the whole page. In fact, I'm not going to do them in black. I'll go over that. I'm just going to draw them in Neocolor. I'm going to pick out some nice colours. Just go over this one. It's just so much fun. I'll just leave them pink dots there. So we'll probably, I know for the Patreon versions of my videos, they're real time, but for stuff like this, just these little patterns, I will probably speed them up a little bit. I might just do all blue on this page. But then when it comes to the actual picture, I'll do that in real time. The Neocolor 2 is so satisfying to use. It really, really is. So I realise this is looking a bit Christmassy, which wasn't really my intention. But it could be Christmas in July. That's a thing, isn't it? Christmas in July. And then I'm just going to activate them all now. I don't really like water brushes, but I don't like the pointy ones. I found that this Down one here, size 3, it's got a little flat end, and I think that's going to be much better for activating Neocolor 2. So satisfying. And I need to try and remember, try not to make these neat, keep them a little bit scruffy looking. I don't think I've picked the best colour scheme. I do like these little pink dots, so I'm going to add some more of them while the trees are drying. So I'm just going to use this pink Neocolor. And I might do another colour as well. I think I'll use this lovely bright Tyrian pink. Okay, so that's that one finished. Just enjoyable, really oh, rip the paper. Really enjoyable to do. This tape off. Kind of would have been a better pattern at Christmas, I think, and use Christmas colours. I like how whatever you're doing, it leads you to something really lovely that you discover. So I really feel like I've discovered how to do these easy little roses. So it's just like a little splodge of Neocolor in a nice pink, and then I just went over, just did a little swirl with the white Posca pen, and I think they look really cute. And I love this particular colour around that pink, this kind of darker green. I think it looks nice, really nice next to that pink colour. So I would use that again in a future picture. Lovely combination, those two there. Right, so I'll move on to, I think I'll do another pattern, and then I'm just going to do a completely different painting. I fancy doing Neocolor base and then using watercolor or water-based markers to add all the details. I might do another little house or a landscape. Looks kind of nice in the sunlight. Look at the beautiful shadow being cast by the damaged paper. Okay, so I'm gonna do this type of thing now. So I'm gonna use this phrase. I hope I've spelt it right. I'm going to start by covering the words with masking fluid. Oops. So I've had a little accident, but I think I'm just going to use this and it'll peel off later when it's dry. Okay, I want to use the Holbein granulating. I'm thinking it should have really been on textured paper because the granulation shows up better, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just wanting to use these up in here, and I also need to use this up in here. I think I'll do mine maybe like pink and purple, so we want a nice kind of rounded border on the outside, and then I'll switch to this pinky colour. Maybe get a little more purple around the outside. That masking fluid absolutely smells horrible with the heat gun on it, and I think this is pretty ugly and muddy, and I think it's because there was some white in that light pink and it's gone really bad. Doesn't matter though, we'll see what it's like in the end. I'm going to try and glaze over this with a nicer colour because I don't like it. I don't know if it'll work, but I'll just try and brighten it up because it's just so muddy. I'll put this, like a layer of this nice pink over the top, smudge. Layer of this nice pink over the top. See if that'll help. Right, I'll just leave that to dry. There we go, I think it looks quite cute. It's a little bit messy, completely different to the one in the book. But yeah, just a little bit of fun. So I've seen a few little pictures online and I'm going to take a few elements from them and try and do something similar. So I love this little house here. These are just pictures that I saw on Temu. I'm sure they're just AI created. I love this little house here. I love this little kind of string of lights. That's quite cute. The butterfly, I really like that. Maybe some little pink toadstools to match. And I would like to do a background similar to this with these dots. So if maybe just put splodges of colour and some polka dots. So I'm just going to try and sketch some of those out and just not copy it completely, but just similar. So I'll start with the house. So it's kind of a little bit rounded. Don't want to make it too big because I want to fit other things on the page as well. And the roof's kind of down and then up. I'm going to do a light layer of Neocolor all over it and then activate it, but it's just going to be the base layer. And put beige underneath that toadstool. Right, I'm going to activate the whole thing. And I really am trying to do this in a messy way as well. I'm not trying to make this neat. I want it to have that nice whimsical feel. So just kind of want a hint of the ground. Just going to kind of let it fade out. So now I'm going to go in with these and I'm going to use water to help blend. So I'm going to start with the brown. So these are Ohuhu water-based markers. You can obviously just use any water-based markers. I might also get the Zig Clean colour out and have a little go with them as well. See which I prefer. So I've just got a couple of fairly small round brushes. Put the ink on and then very quickly blend out with the water. So I'm going to do the brown on the doorway first. So we've got a lot of shadow under here, so I'm just going to draw it on. And then quickly get some water and see if I can blend that out. No, that's not going to blend. It's not going to blend at all. No way. I might have to switch to watercolour if I can't get it to blend. I'll try a brown in the zig clean colour. See if this is any better. Not really. It's probably the paper. No, I'm going to have to use watercolour. They're obviously only blendable on certain types of paper. Okay, I'm going to use these Holbein Watercolors because there's some nice pinks in there. So I'm going to get some of the sepia and I'll use this dark brown. I'll try that again. So take some of the sepia under here. I want it to be super dark. Get a little bit of water on the brush and blend it down. Drop some in at the edge there. Then I'm getting some on the brush right from the pan and drop it in at the top. Bit around the edges. I'm going to get a little bit of quinacridone magenta. So just like a nice kind of deep pink. Put a little bit of this around the edge of the door. And then just kind of blend that in. Just to give it a little bit more colour. It's a little bit too bright. I'll just blend it all over the door. I'll put just a teeny bit on the roof. And then with the sepia, I'm going to draw some roof tiles across the roof. And they've got like a strong shadow underneath them, so that's why I'm using sepia. And I'm going with the shape of the roof like this. So I'm going over the edge to make it look as though the edge of the tile's kind of sticking out a bit. And then I'm gonna kind of rub on the edge of some of these to make them less harsh. Soften them up a little bit. For the butterfly, I'm going to take each wing one at a time. I'm going to wet the whole wing. And while that's wet, drop in some of the strong Quin Magenta in the middle. Maybe a little bit around the edge. I'll do that for each wing. Just leave that to dry like that, and then we'll add some extra over the top. If I do some little balls of sepia, because I don't want to add any more kind of pink elements, so what if I do kind of like sepia coloured roses? I've got this really thin brush, super tiny one for painting some super tiny stalks. I'm going to mix some of the pink with the sepia. And maybe make some more kind of foliage, like maybe grass with this colour kind of at the bottom. I'm going to use this colour mix as well to create a little bit more shadow on the mushrooms, just kind of over to the left and the bottom. It's quite good shadow colour there. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. I'm going to add some final details, and I'm going to add some little bit more texture in the background and probably down here as well. I'd love to get some of them polka dots in, but I don't know if they're going to fit nice now. I might do bright pink polka dots. Alright, I think I'll paint in some shadows on the steps. And just blend that out a little bit. I'm going to do the swirly thing on these with the white Posca. I don't have a polka dot stencil, but I've got this one. So I'm gonna get some colour. Just gonna take some of this and just see what this looks like. Don't think it's really much colour. I'm gonna get some more colour on there, make it a bit stronger. Do a little bit of yellow. Now I'm going to get the water-based markers back out. I'm going to get that dark brown again. And I'm going to really deepen the shadows. So I'm going to go along this line here and just put a really dark line. And the same on these. Maybe just do it dark over to the left. Go under here again, make this super dark. And then I want to really darken the butterfly. Really darken the details on this. I'm going to go over this with some white and cover some of this up. So I've just got a white Neocolor one. And I'm just going to blend some of that pink a little bit. Just going to go back and forth just a little bit more, just to try and improve things a little bit. And then lastly I'm going to use black to go into shadows a little bit more. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it there. Let's get the tape off. A cute little whimsical scene with a limited palette in mixed media. Okay, so that's the three pictures. We've got the trees, this little design, and this cute little design as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've followed along. I'll upload the outline for this. This will be free on Patreon to members and followers as well. If you're watching on YouTube, this one has probably been sped up a little bit. If you're watching on Patreon, this one will be in real time. Okay, so thanks very much for watching, and I'll have another video up next Friday.